Ever wonder how someone could live a double life? Pillar of the community by day, cold-blooded killer by night. Meet John Wayne Gacy, a man who murdered at least 33 boys and young men, most of whom were buried in the crawl space beneath his suburban home. But this isn't just the story of one serial killer. It's the story of how a society failed to see the monster it helped create. Gacy was charming, respected. He ran a successful business, volunteered in politics, even dressed up as Pogo the Clown to entertain children. To most, he was the guy next door, but behind that smile hid decades of abuse, repression, and manipulation. Born in 1942 in Chicago, Gacy was severely beaten by his alcoholic father, who called him weak, soft, and not a real man. No amount of success ever earned his father's approval. As a closeted gay man in a time of deep stigma, Gacy buried his identity under layers of denial and control. He married, had kids, but the mask kept cracking. Instead of confronting his trauma, he externalized it, projected it, and eventually acted it out. Most of his victims were runaways, hitchhikers, or boys he hired through his contracting business. Many were never reported missing. Why? Because they came from the fringes, poor, estranged, queer, marginalized, and the system didn't bother to look for them. Time and time again, there were red flags. Gacy was convicted of SA of a boy in 1968 and served time. He was investigated multiple times before his final arrest. One mother even begged police to search his home, but was brushed off. Respectability shielded him. He owned property. He had connections. He smiled in the right places. The lesson? Predators don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they look like model citizens. When Gacy was finally caught in 1978, investigators found bodies stacked in layers beneath his house. Some were so decomposed, they were never fully identified. He blamed others, said he had multiple personalities, tried to plead insanity. But the truth was uglier than madness. It was methodical, sustained evil, allowed to grow under a veil of normalcy. Gacy's story haunts us not just because of the crimes, but because he was able to do it for so long, in plain sight. How many warning signs were missed because people didn't want to believe? How many victims would still be alive if society took the unheard seriously? We like to believe monsters are born, but sometimes they're shaped by neglect, silence, and a world too willing to look the other way. Because the scariest part isn't what Gacy did, it's how easily he got away with it. Follow for more.